Hi, my name's Dean, I'm from Dr. Electric, and today we're going to take a look at the age-old question, do I need my consumer unit changed? Let's take a look at some consumer units and see what all the bits do, then we can make our mind up if we need to change it. So this consumer unit here is a wireless, usually rewirable consumer unit, comes with a different type of breakers. So these are what we call MCBs. What these do is these provide overcurrent protection. If you plug in a lot of heaters into one socket, then that will activate these breakers. What they do is they'll trip when it gets to 32 amps, and that is pretty much all this breaker does. On newer type breakers and newer type consumer units, there are a lot more safety features. As an electrician, we cannot say that that is unsafe. It doesn't comply to current regulations, but the thing is, in the past it has done. But the way I look at it is, nowadays there are a lot better consumer units giving a lot more protection for the customers. It's important to note that this doesn't have what we call RCD protection. So if you was to develop a fault in either your wiring or in an appliance, this wouldn't trip. What it would do is it would stay live, and the casing, metal casing, could be live, and you would touch it and you get a shock. If you had an RCD, as soon as it develops that earth fault, the RCD would trip and you'd be safe to touch it. If in doubt whether or not you need a consumer unit, just call an electrician and they'll be able to do a test. Another thing to note is, if we want to upgrade this consumer unit, we can't just swap it out and put a brand new consumer unit on. These type of consumer units can hide a lot of faults because they don't have RCD protection. So it's important that we carry out what we call an EICR.
Electrical Inspection Condition Report.
And that is pretty much an MOT for your household electrics. Once we've done that report, we will know that the installation is fine and we can go about changing the consumer unit. If we were just to change it over straight away, like for like, the likelihood is that there's breakers that could trip, because this old type consumer unit can hide many faults, where the new type of consumer unit will pick it up. I'm going to put some pictures on now and show you some other consumer units. If your consumer unit matches one of these pictures, then it's a good idea to get an electrician in to have a chat about upgrading your consumer unit.
Let's take a look at the new consumer unit.
If we take a look at these, we can see these are your breakers. In the old system we had just overload protection. These have overload protection and RCD protection. They're called RCBOs. So what they do is they provide the same overload protection. So if you plug in 20 electric heaters into a socket, that will trip because it's going to overload it. But what they also do is, with the RCD protection, they give protection against faults either within the appliance or within the wiring. With these now, if it develops a fault, that will trip automatically before the customer has a chance to touch it. With the old system, they're likely to get a shock and it won't trip. Interestingly also, you've got type A RCBOs. What that does, it offers protection against your DC circuits and appliances. Things like your LED downlights, TVs, computers, PlayStations, that sort of thing, all work from DC, so that offers much more protection against them. Also, in addition, we've got surge protection. If you think about the electric coming into your property, it's not just a plain line at 230, 240 volts. It goes up, it goes down a bit. Occasionally it will go really high, and what this is called is a spike in the electrical system.
Or via a nearby lightning strike.
And what these spikes can do is damage some of your electrical equipment. Things like your TVs, computers, PlayStations, as mentioned before. And what this does is it takes the extra voltage and disperses it in a safe way. You can also get these in addition to your main consumer unit as a separate consumer unit on its own. If you're in the Northampton area and you want us to take a look at your consumer unit, then just let us know. The details are all here. In the meantime, I just want to thank you for watching. And one thing left to say, and that is like, comment, share, prescribe.